know you up, right? Yeah, I got a couple questions and I want straight answers. Your ear tips are cheap, aren't they? Don't lie to me. Your ear, oh, you think it's funny, huh? You think it's funny? You lying. Your ear tips are cheap, aren't they? They cheap. Don't lie, they cheap. Oh, you calling me a lie? Oh, my ears ain't messed. Boy, I'm tired of it. You're lying. Come here, man. Why you lying to the people? Don't lie to me. It's all a gimmick, isn't it? The whole Beats name. Ain't it? You ain't no better than the other cheap competitors, are you? Keep it real. You lying. You're a liar. That's why these are better. The AirPods Pro, they're better than you. Yeah. Oh, what, my mama? Tell the truth. Were you fully tried and true before you were released? How much R&D actually went into you? My mama? Oh. No, it's a Power Beats no for me, player. Another rant is coming, yes. Another rant. Another honest and truthful, helpful rant about these bad boys right here. These are let's open them up. Power Beats Pro. These were the ever so anticipated Power Beats Pro. So much so that I ran out and grabbed them with no hesitation. My history with Beats products, it only goes as far as the Beats X. And the reason I never grabbed any of the, initial Beats releases is because they always came off as gimmicky to me. You know what I mean? I get it. You got Dre behind it. Dre is a huge influence. You know what I mean? They're claiming, studio-like quality, but, there was bass boost in them and so forth. So I couldn't say that it was a fair representation of a flat frequency, at least for the people like me who use flat frequency headphones when I'm editing audio. And that was just the whole thing. But outside of that, I mean, they look great. Yeah, they look great. And that's been the biggest thing I think with Beats is they look great. But then they have these Power Beats Pro, which have the selling feature of the hooks and the usability for active users, which is a super goal. Also, you're getting that beat signature of that, that bass and that sound. It's a lot more cleaned up and a lot more refined in this rendition of the Power Beats Pro. I'm listening to my joints, listening to some hip hop, listening to a little something, listening to some Her, listening to all of my, Tory Lanez, whatever, Chicks Tapes 5. Like the Power Beats Pro makes sense. My only issue, for those of you who haven't seen my video, if you haven't seen them, I call these things like a major fail in my eyes. And it's unfortunate because I'm stuck with these and I can't use them. The worst. And reason being is I wear them for like 4 to 5 hours straight and they irritate my ears, like the skin, and just cause my, my ear skin to like peel and get dry. I don't know what was going on in there. Maybe it's just the moisture being trapped and so forth. But this video is really about the comments I got on that video. I got a lot of comments. A lot of people having issues with this here set of Power Beats Pro. And it's actually an alarming amount. I was never gonna make a I wasn't really gonna make another Power Beats Pro video after that one because I kind of said my piece. I felt cheated. I felt robbed. I paid the amount that I paid for these, and I got a product that I feel is very cheaply made. I feel there was a lot of corners cut, and I don't feel that it is of the quality that they're portraying. So let's get into it. I got a lot of comments from a lot of you users of the Power Beats Pro that supported a lot of other issues outside of the ones that I had. Because if you watch that video, I keep it a buck. These are great sounding headphones. I love them. I like them. I enjoyed them. And in comparison to the AirPods that we had there, because we didn't have the AirPods Pro at that time, so there was really no isolation or anything or any type of seal. With these, you got that seal because of the, the rubber silicone tip, whatever cheap plastic that they're using in these. I'm just keep it real, it's cheap. With that, you were getting that seal, so it's just a little bit more of an immersive listening experience. And that was exciting until obviously the Power Beats Pro, which actually has active noise cancellation. So a lot of people are complaining about these hurting their ears, the fit of them. So I don't think they put the R&D like Apple did in the AirPods Pro to give a super, proprietary rubber tips, getting a proper sizing that would ideally fit the majority of everyone. The tips on these are hard to find a good fit. I'm gonna be honest, I went through all of them trying to find a fit. then I found what I thought was a fit, and then it wasn't a good fit. So a lot of people are complaining about these hurting their ears. That was the first feedback I was getting a lot of. I'm like, oh wow, okay. So the comfortability of these Powerbeats Pro is in question, and a lot of people are showing that they're not, and there's a lot of people who have positive things to say in the reference of loving these. So I'm not saying that everyone is hating these and they're like the worst headphones out there, even though they're the worst headphones for me. I'm just saying there's a lot of people complaining. Now, the latest comments I'm getting, now that these have been out for a while, is connectivity issues. A lot of people having like one ear go out, or like issues with one bud. And a lot of them are having issues with the same one bud. So that brings a quality control issue. All of these things just adding up or just hitting to me that this was either rushed, not well overseed, or just low quality. Let's keep it a buck. These are probably low quality. These are like, the way that they're marketed to the masses. It's the cool kids. It's the people who are loyal to this brand right here, and they're willing to just buy into it because it's Beats. And usually at that point, it's easy to take advantage of the consumer in that state, because a lot of these kids, they just want the Beats, have them on their ears to be the cool kid. So I'm just seeing a lot of these comments, and I'm gonna be posting these comments across the screen as this video goes, just to show you I ain't BSing. And I don't even have a vendetta against the Beats brand or Apple for that matter. I actually use a lot of Apple products, as you can see. I'm on the side of wanting these to be great, but I have to point out the issues with this model so that the next model can actually be great. I think they need to take into account whatever they used on the tips for the AirPods Pro. They need to apply that here with the Powerbeats Pro, because these tips are not good. I'm able to wear the AirPods Pro for the 4 to 5 hours and not have any issues. Now I'm getting the same seal that I got with the Powerbeats Pro. I'm not getting any type of pilling or anything. So that tells me that the material used on these is not the same as the material used on the AirPods Pro. Connectivity issues, I've never had the amount of complaints of connectivity issues and failures with any AirPods product, or AirPods Pro for that matter, as I have with these Powerbeats Pro. Granted, Apple did buy them, but I'm pretty sure they are their own entity under Apple. This is why I gotta bring these things up, so that they can step up their standards to what Apple represents. So all in all, a lot of you may be shopping these. A lot of people love them. I love the sound I got out of these. I love the convenience of the hooks and being able to be active with them. They don't look the best, no. That was until the AirPods Pro. The AirPods Pro, I think, are the better earbud, but they might not be the best fit for you, especially if you like super active. These make sense. These have a market to serve. It's just that these are terribly built. These have quality control issues. These are not worth the price. I don't think these are worth the price point that they were when they released, and the price point that they are even at the discounted price that you get them at now. That's just my opinion. It may not be the most popular opinion. Yo, leave your comments down below. If you own these Powerbeats Pro, help the next person out. If you had a good experience, no issues, leave it down in the comment section below. If you had a terrible experience, and all of the issues that you've had, list down in the comment section below, because this is just gonna help the brand realize that people are having issues with these and they need to fix them. That's my rant, that's my truth, that's my honest take on the Powerbeats Pro. No, it's a Powerbeats no for me, player. Let me find my, yeah. Peace. So what I believe to be the biggest issue on these, and it's sad because, you know, you paid $250. I might disappear, I might melt in front of you guys. Player, it's like 95, 105, 125. But what I really gotta talk to you about is why these are a major failure, but that doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't buy them. I know, confusing, right? I'm gonna explain it all. You know, man, flip to the next scene. Today, what we're talking about are the Powerbeats Pro. My name is CJ, this is CJ Knows Tech, where I love to talk tech and anything creative. I'm finna tell you why these have been a major failure for me. Yes, I'm not lying. The Powerbeats Pro are a major failure. What up, player? So these are the Powerbeats Pro. These super hyped. I remember when they first dropped. Thus far, as a headphone, these are a great headphone, but there's one thing about them. I'll get into that in a second. First thing I want to talk about is I just want to talk about this headphone in general. So for those of you who are shopping it, you might want to know the scoop. I don't want to just jump into why these aren't working for me. I want to give you the real scoop about these, because just because they're not working for me doesn't mean they won't work for you. and I'll explain that in a bit. Okay, so the biggest thing about these, which made these be considered as a AirPod killer, or the number one alternative to AirPods, the better than AirPods solution, is the fact that they have some isolation